To a new election model from The Economist, which is giving Democrats a 98% chance of holding on to the House of Representatives and a 65% chance of winning the Senate. Joining us now is data editor for The Economist, Dan Rosenheck. So, Dan, show us these numbers and tell us what's behind them, how you were able to compile them, in terms of understanding the effectivity here.
So Senate races are great for statistical modelers compared to presidential races because there's just so much data. You can go back decades and there's more than 30 races a year. So the model that I built uses a combination of sort of fundamental factors like how states have voted in the past and who's the incumbent with the latest polling data. And it finds that although the Democrats have an uphill battle, they need to net 3 seats plus the vice presidency to take over the chamber. The playing field is just so wide. There are so many different seats where maybe the Democrats are behind, but are very live to catch up and pull off an upset, that the Republicans are just defending too much territory all at once. We don't know where the dam is going to leak, but we think it's more likely than not to leak somewhere.
And so these election models tell you what about the presidential election?
So we do have a presidential forecast model. It shows Joe Biden as a heavier favorite to win the presidency than our model for the Senate shows the Democrats. It has him in the mid-80s, I think 85, 86%. It's always worth remembering that 85% is not 100, and 1 in 7 events happen all the time. But you would certainly much rather be Joe Biden than Donald Trump at this point in the presidential race.
Casey Hunt's got the next question. Casey?
Good morning. You mentioned that your Senate model looks at some of these different places. You're not sure where the dam might break. Are there any other factors that you're looking at or things driving this model? Is it women voters in Iowa? Is Montana something that's on your radar? Do you have any more sort of granular detail that this model provides?
Absolutely. So the Democrats currently lead in just enough seats to get to a 50-50 tie, assuming that they win in Arizona, North Carolina, Maine, and Colorado, but lose Alabama. That is a pretty tenuous position. But I think probably the biggest surprise of how this Senate campaign has transpired is what the polls are showing, particularly recent polls in September, in a lot of seats that would have seemed like real long shots for the Democrats not long ago. Just this week, Selzer published a poll in Iowa that showed Theresa Greenfield, who's challenging the Republican incumbent Joni Ernst, up 3. The New York Times just published a poll showing Steve Bullock, the governor of Montana, trailing the incumbent Steve Daines by just a point. And you've had really surprising polling results out of some southern states where not only is the Democrat leading in North Carolina, but Lindsey Graham appears to be in the fight of his life in South Carolina. So the model did not originally expect sort of 6 months ago that this many races held in Republican-held seats would be this competitive, but enough respondents to surveys are saying, A, that they are going to vote for a Democrat, and B, that they might split their ticket and vote for Trump for president, but for a Democrat for Senate, that the model says, oops, the facts changed. It's time for me to change my mind.
So, Dan, as Democrats wake up this morning and look at your new numbers, they say, oh, that's good, 65% chance of taking back the Senate. But they also will say to themselves, there's 6 weeks between now and Election Day, and a lot can change in that time. So in your experience, how much do these numbers fluctuate? Could they go back down below 50% in the next few days, for example?
The next few days, probably not. The next few days, it would require something to move a lot of polls, both at the national and state level, just vastly towards the Republicans. But sure, there is plenty of time left. 67% is a fairly narrow advantage. It wouldn't be surprising to me at all if it wound up favoring the Republicans by Election Day, just because most of these contests are in seats that lean to the right. But it is also possible that it could move in the Democrats' direction. It all depends on the fundraising reports, and it depends on what people continue to tell pollsters.
All right, Dan Rosenheck, thank you very much. A very Very fascinating numbers here.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.